just that, please. But if you guys can hear me properly now, can you confirm that? All right, okay, so let's proceed. So, like I said, I like a particular class. I like particular class because it's not just design is practical. Yes, even though there is a theory around design, but then it's practical. So there has to be a balance between both. I mean, the theoretical part and the practical part. So, like we did in the last section, I will give you a brief introduction into the topic of the day, and then explain some things to you before we go into the practical section. But like I said, I mean, we don't have much time on our side, so I need maximum attention because I'll be moving with the speed of light. And if you feel like I'm very fast, you can always call me back and I'll take you down with me. And if there's any reason why you need me to explain or recap on something, you can just always drop that in the comment section. So let's make this also an interactive section. And you can always drop comments in the comment section and I'll follow through. I will drop the topic for today in the comment section. Just give me some seconds, please, so that you can as well just follow me. And I think going forward, for my classes, if you're not coming in, please just make sure you're on your system because yeah, it's about to get intense. Although not that's not to scare you, but I need you to follow up. And at the same time, I don't know if this section will recorded where you know, students as well with cap on I find visual impact. It's still breaking again. Okay, let me do one more thing. Let me go out and let me log out and log in back. Okay, guys, I hope it's better now. Can you guys confirm that you can hear me properly now?
You're breaking in and out.
Is it now? Are we good to go? Okay, all right. So let's proceed. Like I said, I was asking, is this section is it record? I mean, do you guys have access to? Can anybody just confirm that? Do you guys have access to the video section? Just want to know that. Yanolua, are you saying yes? Okay. Are you saying yes that you can hear me, or do you guys have access? We have access. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I just want to be sure on that so that I would know how to move, and then so if there are some things that I can that will guide me on some parts to follow, and then I will tell you there's a need to like go back to some things so that we don't waste so much time, and then we're able to cover uh ground. So let's move forward. There's no time, like I said. I sent the link to the chat. I don't know if you guys have access to that already. Can anybody confirm that? Can you guys access the topic already? All right, okay. So in today's class, we'll be talking about styles, components, design system. What's going on? Questions. You don't have access to what? I'm waiting, Precious. Is it the link? Should I send the link again? Okay, I'll just do that. So let's move forward, please. Uh, okay, all right, that's insane. So today's class, we'll be talking about styles, component, and design system. I think there's a need for me to share my screen because I'm very sure not everyone is probably viewing that link right now. All right, can you guys see my screen now? Okay, that's right. So, like I said, today's topic will be talking about styles, component, and design system. I don't know if this topic sounds familiar or it's something you're just seeing for the first time, but all along the way, I'll try to make it very simple, and very straightforward. And at the same time, it's more or less like a practical class actually. But then, let's talk about some things first. So that will just, rush us into the practical class. So without much ado, let's get started. And then we'll break it down by talking about styles, components, and design. So let's do something very simple. I will make a reference to my previous class, and I hope that there's nobody in this class that just meeting me for the first time. So if you've been in the previous class, definitely that's an issue because I will definitely be making reference and be talking about terminology I used in the previous class. In the last class, I spoke about the parent-child relationship, and I told you how it looks like the umbrella between the child and the parents, how they are both related. And also, I remember we spoke about we spoke about the XY axis. We also talked about constraints. So I'll be making, reference to all of these things. So look at it in this context, style, component, and design system. So the bigger umbrella here is the design system, that's the main parent, the umbrella, the design system, covering a lot of other things. There are a lot of other things under this design system, and when we now talk about things that are under the design system, that's when you talk about style, that's when you talk about components. And then when we talk about styles, that's when we talk about the color style. That's when we talk about the text style. That's when we talk about the shadow style. So this is just a quick recap of everything we're going to talk about. And then also we talk about components. When we start talking about components, we talk about components, variants, and then we also start talking about, the little pieces of components down to, there's what we call, there's a theory called the atomic theory. We'll talk more about that. So there's a breakdown of this component into atom molecules, organism, template, and pages. I don't know if you pardon me, excuse me if you're not a science student, but I will try to, relate this to you so you will not be lost and we'll carry you along the way when we get there. So all of these things are what we'll be talking about today, and I will try to give a quick recap of the general stage before we then jump to the particular class. So like I said, the design system is the big umbrella, right? And then the styles components, and the component, the libraries, they are all just under the entire umbrella, which is the design system. So this brings us to the topic of what exactly our style. But before we dive into, what exactly our style. So like I said, we'll talk about at the end of this class. I mean, we'll talk about what are styles and components, and we'll explore components of the style guide, and then also create components and component properties. That might not be limited to this class, but the entire section. So that depends on how fast we move. I hope I'm not too fast. Then we establish naming convention. What is exactly a naming convention? I mean, how do you come up with a naming convention? And then we also define and organize the design system. So back to my previous statement, I said, a design system is like a bigger umbrella. So it's like the thing comprising a lot of things. And when you talk about design system, that's when you now talk about your style guide, your component library, and then you can also talk about your icons and then your pattern library and the rest. And then, but all of this terminology, what exactly are we talking about? Let's pick it up from the style. So what exactly are styles? Styles are, I try to like make it define it in a very simple way that, everyone is going to relate to. It's just a collection of usable properties or elements. And then when we talk of elements, what exactly are we talking about? Remember in the other class, we spoke about layouts. We spoke about, components of layout. We spoke about all of these things that make up a layout. In terms of layout, I broke it down into, components. Like, okay, you have text, you have color, you have icons, you have buttons, you have this and that. And all of these all together will make your layout. So in the same context, we're talking about the same thing when it comes to styles. A collection of usable properties or elements. But in this context now, I want you to take a different view at it and take a different approach. And this is what I mean. So imagine style like, okay, you're creating a style. When you create a style, that means you want to create something that you want to reuse eventually, which means that the reason why you're creating a style is because you want to reuse it. And, there's a lot of reasons why we do this because, aside just working as a team, aside working as an individual, you might be working as a team, and then there's always a reason to always make all your style, all your elements consistent. I mean, because of consistency, because we've created something that we can all use. So that's brings us back to the earlier conversation around design system. I mean, the design system is the general umbrella. So if you're working with a team and you have a design system you're working with, that means that you must have created the old styles, you must have created the old components that makes up that design system that you guys are working with. So the essence of working with a design system is because, for consistency. I mean, you can always reuse a style and also it makes your works very fast. So when we go into more context, you understand what we're talking about. So it makes your work faster and then it gives consistency as a team, even as an individual. Doesn't mean like when you're working as an individual, you should not create a style. You have to create a style. If you create styles, it gives you consistency across board. So when you're using one color on your own screen, and then, when you get to your profile screen, you're not using something else. So take, for example, you define something as your error color. And then, you just, if you're on your own screen, you're designing a component on your own screen. And then you use a particular color code, blah, 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 blah. So when you get to your profile screen and then you now get to your profile screen, you need an error color again. Oh, and you just, randomly, practically it might not be the same here, and along the way, you're just giving it a different color, which makes your design inconsistent. So, if you define a style, that means that you can always refer back to your style, which means that, I have a style that I named it error code or error color, whatever the case may be, or whatever your naming convention can be. So you use the same code in color code on your own screen, and then when you get to your profile screen, you are referring back to the same color code. That means that your designs are consistent. I mean, it just brings consistency to your design, and then you are just throwing color here and there. So all that aside, I mean, basically it's as simple as that. Just look at it as a collection of reusable properties or elements. And generally, when we talk of styles, we're talking about a lot of things. So let's look at the elements of a style guide. What are the components? What are the things that make up a style guide? So in terms of style guide, we'll talk about color style, typography style. We'll talk about gray style and we'll talk about shadow style. So let's take all of these things one by one. And then, for color style, which means that, you're working on a project, it might be an individual project, or you might be as a team collectively. And like I said, when you work as a team, the essence should always work with a style guide so that designs will be consistent abroad. Take, for example, me and let me pick Aziz. Aziz, Kenneth, we're on a team. Aziz, Kenneth, and me are running team together. We're working together. We're working on the same project. I think the other facilitator was talking about you guys working on a project, on a team project. So take, for example, you're working on a team project now, and then I needed to like design and what's it called? I need to use an error color, and then I use a what's it called? A HES color, blah 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 blah, on somewhere around the screen. So Kenneth seems to be working on the profile mode, and Kenneth needs to use an error. He wants to pass an error message, and then Kenneth then goes ahead to just pick his own color. And then, Aziz is working on the transaction module, and Aziz just go ahead to just use a different color code for the color message. I mean, that's then designs are not, are you guys are working on the same product together? So it should not be like that. Design should be consistent when it comes to a single product. That this applies to every other application, the website you see out there. There is always the use of style guide so that designs will be consistent. You cannot be scrolling through Twitter now and then. Maybe on your profile screen, there's a particular shade of blue, which as they use as a primary color. And then when you get to the settings, because different people work on a single project, and when you get to the settings, you're not seeing a different shade of blue as the primary color. It should not be so. But if a style guide is defined, it means that you guys can always point to the same reference. So see it as a reference. A reference in code, like, okay, this is a color code we are using for this. So everybody can point, at least can pick from that reference. Kenneth can pick from that reference. Emmanuel can pick from that reference. So it's a way of like reusing elements or components in a design. Like I said, this doesn't just relate to colors alone. It also relates to typography too. So when it comes to text to the same context, so when you the tests we're using in DM Sans, this is, the different tests. We'll talk about color test rows too. When that also talk about color rows. So the same thing applies to grid, and then the same to apply to shadow. I hope I'm not too fast. So the same thing applies to shadows too. You can create different shadow styles. So we'll particularize all of this very soon. So that you guys can have more context into what we're saying. So these are just elements of a style guide, and also we have what is called components. So in terms of components, aside your color, your text, your shadow, your gray that you can all create under the umbrella of the style, then you can also create what we call components. So components are also elements, structures, and patterns we want to reuse in our design. So basically, the idea of a design system is just something that you reuse. So the same context for component too. It means that you want to create component that you want to reuse in your design. But when we talk about component, that's when, okay, I didn't put an ed to this. So that's when you talk about icons, your buttons, and there are a lot of things we can define as a component. So, but then we'll use the principle of atomic design, which was created by Greg Frost, and you can see on the screen. So we'll talk more into how Greg Frost defined the principle of atomic design. So it actually used an analogy which is somehow related to something in science. Give me 3 seconds. Okay, so it used an analogy which is somehow related to the concept of matter in science. For those that science students say, you understand the concept of matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. We've been taught these things in secondary school or whatever stage of education life. And, in more context to that, from the concept of matter, we have, components of matters too. So let's talk about matter, and then we'll relate that back to design. So in the context of matter, which is anything that has mass and occupies space, it has components. Components like small elements that makes it up, which are atom molecules, like that, like that, like that. So it's the same principle that Brad used to define the atomic design principle. The principle of matter. Looking at the modular, so it gives the modular approach to the building blocks of compound, that is from the context of atom, molecules, and organisms. So he took that, idea from the structure of the chemical compound. So the same context is what we're going to use here. How then we look at, how we can define our components into smaller bricks, just like we did for the styles. For the styles, remember, I said there are color styles, the typography style. There's a gray style, there's the shadow styles, which are all components of your style guide or elements of a style guide, however you wish to name that. And then talking about component now, we also have elements of components too. Breakdowns of components, and then we're using the atomic design principle, which was defined by Brad Frost. So this component consists of atom, molecules, organism, templates, and pages. So we use the concept of atom, molecules, and organisms in science to define the components in design, which he named the atomic design principle. So talking about this atom now, let's take a look at what example of things you name an atom, example of things you name a molecule, example of things you can name an organism or a template or a case. When you now talk of atom, those are the smallest molecules. The smallest molecule or the smallest unit of matter in science. Atom is like the smallest unit of matter. So in design, it's like the smallest unit. And when we talk of the smallest unit when it comes to design, then we talk about maybe your button, your icons, your buttons, for example. your icon or your text in just single element. It's a single element. It's just a small piece of the design. You can literally look at your icon. These are just few examples. I'll give you an example. But just an icon. That's like your icon actually. That's like that's an atom. So when we talk of molecules now, you're not talking of you're bringing atoms together now. So you bring atoms together to form the molecules, just like it is in science too. So we have combination of atoms to form molecules. So if I'm bringing my search inputs and I'm combining it with an icon, I'm sure you guys have seen the design before where you can search for anything. So in that search input, we always see like a search icon. So that's like an example of a molecule. So now you're bringing atoms together. You use an input, you use an icon. So that's a molecule. So you're already forming bridges and bridges of elements together to form a component. So you now have a molecule, and then we talk of all these. So all these like now a collection of molecules together. Let's say for example, the navigation bar. You actually ever seen navigation bar before? Where on an app or where on a mobile app or website. So let's say for example, for example, for those that don't know what a navigation bar is, look at the bottom of your screen. If you open your WhatsApp, you see something like you can click on updates. That's I don't know if that's the same arrangement for Android, but for iOS, you have updates, you have calls, you have communities, you have chats, you have settings. That's the arrangement. So that's an organism. I mean, and why is it an organism? Remember that we said that an anatomy is just a single piece of the design. When you combine atoms together. So take, for example, the one that has the update, the first tab that has update and the icon that has for updates. That's the molecule. If you look at the next one that has the core, the icon for the combination of test elements and an icon element. So that's combination of two things which forms a molecule. And then we're not bringing collection of molecules together. A collection of molecules. So the first one, the second one, the third, the first option, the fifth one, the whole collection. Just drop that in the comment section, which will now form an organism. So when you have a collection, when you I do that, Lola.
Hi, Mr. Manuel. We can't hear you. You're currently breaking. Like we can't hear you at all.
Okay, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, I would suggest maybe like you should join and join back. But I think it's fair now.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Daniela, stay with me, please. Daniela, confirm you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you now. It's clear now. Yes, it's clear now.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, what was the last thing you heard? Yes, I can hear you. What was the last thing you heard?
You said hello. That was what you said.
I mean, in terms of the class.
Yeah, you said you're talking about molecules. You're talking about the tab or WhatsApp, the navigation bar.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let me just let's rewind back to molecules. So, like I said, atom is the smallest piece of a design, just like you have in matter. I mean, for those that are science students, I guess this should be easy for you because we're using the same analogy here, we're using the same modular approach for how we define matter in science. So that's what Brad used to define components in terms of atom, molecules, organism. So atom is the smallest piece of the design, which is just like an element. That is, for example, your icon. So when you bring atoms together, that's when you form a molecule. And collection of atoms will form a molecule. So for example, now, I showed you, I was trying to give an example. Like if I bring a test, as long as I'm bringing more than one atom together, I have a molecule. So if I bring a test and if I'm bringing a test and another test, that's not an atom again. That's a molecule because it's a collection of atoms. Is that clear? So if I bring a text and an icon together, that's a molecule. I formed the molecule already. That's the formation of the molecule. And now, a formation of an organism is, when I bring molecules together. So if I form molecules and I bring collection of molecules together, then I form an organism. And I gave this, I was trying to give, what's it called, an example by saying you guys should look at your WhatsApp. And from my own view, I use an iPhone. So you can look at the bottom because different. We'll talk about that too. That's the topic on that day. Why some designs like have you ever wondered why I'm using the same WhatsApp and the view on Android is different from the view on iOS. So for my iPhone, if you see the first section is I have update, the next one is post, the next one is community, the next one is chat, and the last one is settings. So the first section that has updates, that's a molecule. And then the next one is core, the next one is community. So that's a collection of molecules. So the collection of molecules now I have formed an organism. So it's good to say that the nav bar, the bottom nav bar of the iPhone app is a molecule. Is an organism, sorry. Is an organism. So that nav bar, that bottom nav bar is an organism. So when you now bring collection of organisms together, like that, it's just like, you keep moving up and up and up. So when you bring a collection of organisms together, you form a template. And what do we mean? Okay, let's give a sample here. Let's use WhatsApp, since we're on WhatsApp. So if you look at your bottom number, we just formed an organism. So let's look at, I'm going to my chat now, and then from my screen, I can see I'm on the chat module. So if you navigate to chat, you will see a list of all your chats, right? It's stuck on the y-axis. Yeah, we're talking about the y-axis now. I hope you that's clear. It's stacked on the y-axis and not on the x-axis. So it is stacked on the y-axis, which means that it is stacked vertically, not horizontally. So the chart is stacked vertically on the y-axis. So when you have the collection of the chart like that, the first one, that's the first chart you have. Let's name that chart 1. The second chart, I'm probably sure you have a name attached to the chart, but since we can't see each other's screen. So the first chart, let me use chart 1. The second one, let's name chart 2, chart 3, chart 4, chart 5, like that. So we have a collection of, if you look at it, I want you guys to tell me, the chart 1, is there an atom, is there a molecule, or is there an organism? You can drop that in the comment section. So the first one, look at the chart 1. Are you guys following me at all? I'm not talking to myself. So the first one, because I'm not seeing comments, the first one on the chart list, the chart 1, is it an atom? Is it a molecule or an organism? Let's see if you guys are following me or you guys understand the context of everything. Okay, Adekoya says chart 1 is an organism. Janolua says chart 1 is an organism. Does anybody else something different to that? Amirat also says chart 1 is an organism. Aziz agrees also. Anybody thinks it's not an organism? Samson says it's an organism. Kene says it's an organism too. Okay, so yes, we are correct. It's an organism. Show that you guys are following it. So we have chart 1, which is an organism. And why is it an organism? Because it's a collection of molecules. Now let's break that organism down. Look at chart 1. On my own screen now, I can see an avatar. Remember, an avatar is an element. An avatar. I mean, like when I say avatar, your profile picture. So that's an element. That's one element. I can see a text. That's the name of the person you're chatting with, right? I can see an icon. So the first one is a pin chart. So I can see an icon, a pin icon. That's another element. I can see a timestamp. That's a time. That's another element, which is a text. And I can see an icon. But the last thing I see is a sticker. I can see an icon, and I can see another icon, the tick mark, which is also an icon. So that's a collection of elements, which is not a molecule. Now, a collection of different elements that has brought together a molecule that have brought together an organism. So it's a collection of molecules, which is not giving us an organism. So we now have an organism. So you guys are very, very correct. It is not showing. It's only explaining. I'm using that as an example. Okay, where are we seeing the chat? Oh, I don't mean chats like line graph or whatever. I mean your WhatsApp chat. So it's a collection of molecules. So we have an organism. That's an organism. And now what makes a template? Now, I will use this to explain what a template is. Now, look at chart one. Imagine, not even imagine. I want you guys to look at your screen so it will be clear. Look at your screen. Everybody has WhatsApp. I don't want to believe you're on this, but anyway, that's another option. Not everyone has WhatsApp. So look, if you have WhatsApp on your phone or whatever, or anywhere you can view WhatsApp, look how the wires is. If you don't understand the wires is, I'm not going to talk about that again. Go back to the last class. Look at the wires is, and then look at the collection of charts. So the collection of charts, you have organisms, individual organisms, which I define as chart 1, chart 2, chart 3. So a collection of chart 1, chart 2, chart 3, chart 4 gives us, when you put everything together, all that your chart list like that, down to, let's say you have 5 charts. So chart 1, chart 2, chart 3, chart 4, chart 5 gives you an organism, gives you a template. So that's a template. Are we clear on that? So a collection of organisms will give you a template. That's a template. So means that, that template now, you can make that template. That template is a component that you can reuse. Maybe you now make that template. That entire template is a chart list. You now make it a component. When you make it a component, in design per se, when you're practically designing. So maybe on your own screen, I'm trying to look for a first scenario here. Let me think. Okay, that might be too complex for us. There's a way I would have explained it, but that would involve using dynamic data. So, but then that will involve me explaining using development terminologies. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to overload us. So just look at that. Let's go back to the conversation of templates. So the templates, when you have a template, that template is a list of charts. The entire list of charts is a template. It's a template, which is a component that can be reused. So let's say, for example, let's imagine a design scenario where, we're designing an app, and then you need to reuse this thing. Remember, the reason why we have a design system is because you want to reuse all of these things. So let's say I want to also display that chart somewhere else in my app. You now make it a component so that when you make changes, already going deep into the idea of a stack, so that when you make changes to the main component, it will
I'm
affect
sorry, I
every
can't see
other
your
view.
screen.
I guess you're the only one that can see my screen. Toby, please don't interrupt my class like that. If you have comments, drop it in the comment section. Always drop your answers. Thank you. So when you have a template, that means that you can reuse it. Take, for example, the chart list now on WhatsApp. If you go to your chart and you have that list of charts, you now make it a template and component. Let's talk about this. Let's delete this now. So when you're designing, so if I make that a template, can't see your screen. Can anybody else see my screen? Or you just take the issue onto this side? Toby, please fix from your end. I think you're the only one having that issues. All right. So let's continue. So when you have a template, that means that you can reuse that template on another module. And when I say module, let's say the charts section is a module. Let's say currently WhatsApp do not have a design to explain what I'm saying, the case scenario I'm about to give. But let's create that scenario. So the chart module has a collection of charts. So on let's say there's another section, maybe under settings, under the setting module, they also display list of charts. Now, what do I do as a designer, right? I'm designing, and I also want to design that collection of charts. Ideally, it's very simple for you, right? You will say, oh, I'll copy it now. You copy it from the chart module, right? You paste it in the settings module. Now, look at it and see why you have to create styles or create components so that it makes your work easy. And now this is it. Now, imagine if I copy it and I paste it in the settings module because I want to also reuse, I need to display a list of charts in the settings module. Now, which means that further iterations, when further iterations happen, and I change anything, any element of the design in the chart module, it will not affect the setting module, because that means that I will need to change it in the chart module. I will go back to the design module to the setting module to change it. Let's say, for example, I use it again in the update module. I will need to go to the update module and change it. I will need to go to the core log module and change it. So I will go there one by one to be changing it, which makes your work very, very stressful. And now that is where the components comes in. Now, if I make it a template component, and I reuse it, remember our definition. Let me go back. Components are elements, structure, and patterns we want to reuse in our design. So if I make that a template, and so making it a template, and I know that I'm going to rename it again in the section, it means that I will just, is a template, I will not copy a variant. Now there's what we call variants. Variants are like child components of their variant. Okay, I wish I wanted Figma. I need to draw a diagram. But okay, let's listen to this explanation. So when you have a component, that's the parent. A component is the parent, like the parent element is the parent. Now, a component will give birth to a list of child. That means a component will give birth to variant. You can have variant 1, you can have variant 2, you can have variant 3, but the component is the parent element. The parent element is the component. If you reuse it again, it will be called a variant and not a component. I'll take that again. Now, if I make a component, either an atom, a molecule, an organism, or a template, we particularize this in Figma too, and then I will use it again. The one I'm reusing is a variant. It's a variant of the component. A variant is related to a component. A variant is related to a component. A variant is a child of a component. So the parent is a component, the child is a variant. Now, if I will use it again, you will see that Figma will call it variant 2. That's the second child. So I'll use myself as a scenario here. Now, I am a child. I am a child. Okay, let me be the parent. Since I'm the short, I'm the parent here, and I'm a component. I'm a component, right? Now I want another version of me, which means I want another human being. And let me pick a random human being here. Aziz Saka is another human being. But I am the parent, which means that I am the component. So what will Aziz be? Aziz will be a variant, and Aziz will be variant 1. Only if I then decide to say, okay, I want a naming convention on my own, and I want to give it some kind of naming convention. That's left to you, defining your own naming convention. But Aziz Saka is variant 1. If I make another version of me, Amirat Adamson will be variant 2. If I make another version of me, Edward will be variant 3. If I make another version of me, Amirat will be, oh, sorry. I'm trying to look at the comment section. Amirat has commented before, so let me use Bello. So Bello will be another version of me, which is variant 4. So if you keep going like that. So those are variants. The variants are the child. If you guys are not lost, just give me thumbs up. Let me know I'm carrying you guys along, or you want me to reverse back. Okay. All right, let's proceed. So, like I was saying, the variants are the child. The variants are the child of a component. The component is the parent element. The component is the parent, and I said that a component can be of different types: atoms, molecules, organisms, templates. And now we'll talk about pages lastly. Remember that a template is, in context of WhatsApp, is a list of charts. And you guys told me that, a single chart 1, is an organism, right? A collection of charts, chart 1, chart 2, chart 3, is a template, right? Now, a collection of templates is a page. Let's look at WhatsApp again. I like that I'm using a real app. I think that explains it very well. So now look at WhatsApp. The list of charts is a template. On my chart list, I have on the upper section, I have a title. They wrote chart, then there's a search input that has an icon, a text inside. Now, somebody told me, look at that search input that has an icon and a text inside. What category of component is that? Are we together? I'm expecting a response. So look at that chart. Look at the input. It has an icon, it has the text and the input all together. So what category of component is that? Latif says molecule. Edward says molecule. Oluwatimileyin, thank you. Victor says molecule. Yeah, molecule. Thank you. That you are 100% right. That Bello says organism. Bello, you want to tell us why it's an organism? Bello, can you unmute yourself? Tell us why it's an organism.
Yeah, according to what you said it has charts, it has two other components in it. I thought you said a molecule only has a two stuff like just a box and a text. Then when we have a when we now have the organism, we're having more than two. That means the company. Okay, sorry. They are not separate. Sorry, sorry, they are not separate. It's actually
Okay.
it's actually a molecule. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to rephrase the definition or we should just proceed? Or you are clear with that?
Yeah, you can proceed. I actually misunderstood the question. Yeah.
All right, let's proceed. Okay, so you guys are right. Kenneth. Kenneth says that's an atom. Okay, Precious. Precious, please unmute yourself. I want to say something.
Okay, I didn't get the question.
Oh, it's a question you not get. My question is, I said you should look at your WhatsApp, and I said look at the upper section, the top section after the title. There's a test title, it's already line. The test title, which says chart. Then after that chart, there is an input. There's a search input there where you can ask Meta AI or search. And I'm asking, what exactly is that thing here? Is it an atom? Is it a molecule? Is it an organism? Are you clear on that? Okay. All right. So, Precious, you broke my line of thought. Where I was about to call someone. Kenneth. Kenneth, can you up the mic, please? I want to be sure that everyone is carried along the way because this topic is a very crucial topic. You must not miss it. You could get it right now. Trust me, you will get it right. And that's why I always tell you. I mean, pay attention to my topics and pay attention to the things I'm telling you. They are foundational topics. Foundational topics that you must not miss. So it's not just about designing. You practically see that I've not done anything design per se. I cannot bring in showing you wow designs or whatever. Right now that's not what you need. You need to understand the concept. You need to understand the concept behind design. It's not just about jumping on Figma and bringing all this together to create nice design. Yes, it's nice to create designs and you see them. I do them in class, but you need to understand the foundational aspect of designs. If you do not understand these things, I mean, I'm sorry to say, it's a fact. I mean, you're going to find it hard as you go along your career. So, Kenneth, if you can unmute yourself, I want you to do that. I want to hear you out. I want to hear why you think it's an atom. I want to hear you.
No, I said it was a mistake. It was a mistake. I'm trying to delete that comment. It's a mistake.
Okay, Damilola, let me proceed. If there's time, I will do a quick recap and I hope to get it there. I'll do a quick recap if there's time, right? All right, let's proceed because I mean I want us to do a quick practical section. So for us to do that, we have to move with the speed of light, like I said. So All right. I won't believe everyone is following. And then, I mean, the fact that you guys are giving me this response shows that you guys are following this session. Okay. So let's move forward. I explained already, all of these elements and then, atom, molecules, organism. It's simple. Just basically look at it like this. Damola, you can also pay attention. An atom, you have an atom, which is a single element. And if you remember from the last class, I spoke about layouts, and I told you that a collection of elements makes a layout. I gave you an example, list of things that makes a layout. All those things are called elements, shapes, your text, your color, all those things. So now look at an atom as like a single element. It's in science terms, I think what's the best way to define that? And I would say an atom is, they're considered the smallest unit of matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space, right? They'll tell you, anything that has mass. For those that are not science students, let me break that down a bit. So matter is anything that occupies space, that has mass. So when you have mass, that means you have a kg or whatever you can be measured. So take for example, anything that you can touch, whatever, your phone, plastic of water, your table, your laptop, they all matter. Even you as a person, they matter, right? So there are a lot of things that makes you up. Let's give more context. We're talking about WhatsApp now, right? Let's look at our phone. Our phone as a matter, a phone, a mobile phone, right? As a matter. Now, a mobile phone is made up of a lot of things. You have your screen. You have your, let's take, for example, a smartphone that doesn't have a button. You have your screen, you have a battery, you have a lot of components. I think even in terms of, if you look at other areas too, some of these things are related in terms of the technologies that are being used. So they'll tell you, one component of your phone, maybe it's your mic that is not working. That's a component. A mic, the microphone of your phone is a component. So if something is wrong with the microphone, they'll do what? They'll change it. It's a component of the phone. The screen is a component of the phone. If your screen is faulty, they will take it out and they'll change it. They'll put another one there. That's the component has been replaced. So if your battery is not working again, that's another component. A phone has a panel too. I don't know much about within of a phone, but I know that definitely is a matter, and it comprises of elements that comes together as one entity, right? In the same context too when it comes to science. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. As long as it is occupying space, it's a matter. And as long as it's a matter, it is made up of atoms, it is made up of molecules, it is made up of organisms all together, right? So in the same context that Brad used to define part of a component, he used atom. So he used the modular approach, to have atoms, molecules, organisms, templates, and pages. And now we spoke about atom, the smallest bit of it. When you bring atoms together, you form a molecule. When you bring molecules together, you form an organism. When you bring collection of organisms together, you form a template. When you bring a collection of templates together, you form a page. Now, that brings us to the topic of page. What are pages? Look at your WhatsApp, for example. If I click on chat, that's a page. I'm on the chat page. Now, I like using module. I'm on the chat module, but you can look at it as a page, right? I'm on the chat. So that chat page has a collection of templates. And remember, the checklist is a template. So if I'm the designer, I can design that top section. The title, the last title chart, that chart text, that search input. I will combine it with I don't know if you guys have covered up the layout, any parts I pass. So I'll make another layout, but doing a design, make that. I can make that. I'll make all of that, I'll combine all of that together, the checklist, and then there's section within navigation. Remember we spoke about the navigation bar. So the navigation bar, everything you can see on that page now, the navigation bar, the checklist, the top section that has the search inputs, all of that. When you bring everything together, your atom, your molecules, your organism, your templates, because if you look at WhatsApp now, you see that there are some icons, at the top, and all that, blah, blah. So when you bring everything together to a surface, that's when you talk about a page. So now you have a page, right? And even this page, I can make the entire page a component. Like the entire page can also be a component. Yes. So it's as simple as that. I mean, I hope this is clear to everyone. Down from atom to pages. So we can proceed. There isn't much time. Okay. All right. So that's that. And then, so we talk about component and we talk about, various things that make up what's time, not something. Talk about various things that makes up a component. And then, right now we have libraries. What is like a library? So a library is a collection of styles and components shared within a team organization. Okay. Now you have a style. Remember that your styles is your color styles. When you go depth into this, but I'll show you a quick particular class. I'll show you all of these things. So I've explained these ones, the components, all the elements here. So these ones. So now when you bring your style guide together and your components together, you have a library. Do you get that? That's a library. So your style guide, your components, all together, it's a collection of styles and components shared within a team or organization. So, when you bring all of that together now, you're already creating a design system. Now, remember I said design system is a big umbrella, right? That's a big umbrella. We're still getting there. So taking it from styles to components and now to libraries. So I can create a library, which also means even on Figma, I can view the library for a particular project, and I can start a new project now. Maybe I'm trying to design an e-commerce app, and I can reuse my library. If you note what we've been saying, the key word of this topic is reuse. You want to reuse it. That's the essence. So this is just, you can make a library and now reuse that library for another project. That means you want the same collection of styles, you want the same collection of component and all that. So you can reuse it. So you're not start doing everything again. Can we say WhatsApp is a library? No, something. WhatsApp is not a library. WhatsApp is an app, a full-fledged product. WhatsApp is a product, it's not a library, right? WhatsApp is a product. That's an app. It's a product on its own. So, but a library, something notes, a library is library is just a collection of your components and your styles. Your styles and your components makes a library, right? And I've told you the pointers on why you have to do this one. And, I've also given you scenarios. Some you can drop a comment. I've also given scenarios on why I have to create a style, why I have to create a component, and why I have to create a library now. When I now use this thing, the whole styles and components in the different projects, it's called a library. I don't call it a component again, right? In the same project, so I can make a component, and then, like you said, I can make an atom, I can make a molecule and all that. But then, if I'm using the whole collection of everything in another project, then it's a library. I'm using that library. Is that clear? All right, let's move forward. So that, establish consistency, streamline workflow. Yeah, workflow makes work easy for a team. So working collectively as a team is good as we create a style that you guys can always use and keep elements up to date. Yes, elements up to date. Like I explained with the charts, with the chat module, with WhatsApp. I explained when you create a template. So when you create a template and you change anything on the parent's component, to affect all the child. So it keeps, so that you're not changing one by one. So that's that on library. And then, let's do a quick practical section. And what would you call the collection of page? You have a page. Let's practicalize this. All right, listen. Let's look at WhatsApp. WhatsApp has a page, updates, right? WhatsApp has another page called call. There's another page called communities. It has another one called chat. That's another app for WhatsApp. What's that? That's your app. So a collection of pages definitely gives you your app. When you have pages all together, then you have an app. That gives you an app, right? Can we call collection of pages library? Okay, that question is kind of dicey, but let me give more context. So a collection of page library. So if I make a page, a library, it means that I want to reuse the whole app. Or let me give you a scenario. I have a small app, a small project. I mean, a project in the sense of an app idea. I just created it. Okay, this is it. Then I want to create something bigger, and then the whole idea of the first app A, I'm bringing it into a B. So then that means that I am bringing the whole collection of pages into. I'm turning the whole thing into a library, which I'm using on another app. I don't know if that explains that, Olawale. I'll take that again. So why I said your question is a bit dicey is because, a collection of pages will give me an app, right? So it can also be a library. Yes, it can be a library because let's take, for example, I have an app idea, right? App A, it's a very simple app. It's not robust. Take, for example, it's an e-commerce. Okay, let me give you this context. It's an e-commerce app, right? So, and then the collection of pages gives me the e-commerce app. I have the home, I have the product page, I have the profile page, and that. So then and then I decide I know I want to create I have a bigger idea. And now I want an e-commerce app, I want a social app in one app altogether. So, and okay, I want the same concepts of all I use in e-commerce app. Then make everything all together, all the pages in the e-commerce app, turn it to a library. So the turn it to a library means that, okay, then I will now use the library. I'm reusing the entire library in the new app that I want to combine the e-commerce app and the social together. Because I explain how we call previously used components from other product design and using it to create a new one. But Adekoya, can you repeat the question? I'll make it short, please. I'll be waiting. All right. So let's have a quick practical question to see some things. I hope this is clear so far. And the practical section, I'll try to be slow. I'll try not to be too fast so that I can carry you guys along, right? Yeah. And then let's see how far we can go. Very nice on the floor. So let's see how far we can go. I think I've shared the link with you guys before, but let's use the same Figma file. So for those that have access, you'll meet me on the layout file. So the same file we used the last class. Yes, that's what we're going to. So just give me some seconds. I'm trying to share with you guys a comment. So I'm going to share the link with you guys so you guys can follow. Where's chat? So for those that have a link, you can just join me. Meet me on the program and remember the rules. I mean, don't stay around my cursor. Okay, I guess you guys should be able to hear me. Okay, apologies about the technical issues. So let me share my screen again. Mm. So, what is going to happen is might be a bit hard for me to catch up with the comment section, but yeah, I'll try as much as possible to make sure I don't miss out. But let's see how that goes. But yeah, you guys can hear me now, right? Okay. All right. So, like I was saying, we said, okay, we're on the practical section now, and then I accidentally showed you guys something. So, what we're going to do today is going to be, we're not going to go, I'll try not to possible. I'll just introduce you guys to some things, and then, every subsequent, the next section we have, and then we go deep into components. So, let's see how far we can go for styles. Let's see how far we can go. So, I'll try to cover, let's say, color and typography. And then, yeah, that will give you, and then, yeah, you guys can probably know. I'll give you some hints on grid and shadow, and, use the same concept to apply it in creating your style, in your shadows and grid. But let's see. I hope you guys, I'll try to make it very, very simple. And I hope you guys don't get lost along the way. So, yes, you guys can see my screen, and some of you are already on the file, right? As I can see. So, like I said, do not stay around my cursor, right? And give me room to dance. So let me dance, right? So give me room to dance, and you can check around. But if you click on an element, don't worry, you click later. But if you click, I might miss something. So I want to see this thing, what I'm clicking on, and what's that thing. But I want you guys to see this. I'm sure you guys can see my screen already. So if you look at this is just like a rough sketch of what a style guide looks like. It's a very simple sketch. So, and one thing I want you guys to notice, uh, see, creating a style guide can be very subjective. Yes, there are rules that are guiding creation of a style guide. Now, note, there are rules that are guiding creation of a style guide. Now, maybe we should talk about design system a bit before, so that you guys can get this explanation. So I'll talk about design system a bit, and I'll give you an example. There's material design owned by Google. There's carbon design. There's Apple Human Interface Design. There's Adobe Spectrum Design. There are a lot of design systems. I know all of these companies create the design system for their applications, for their softwares. So that when they're designing their mobile app, when they're designing their website, when they're designing their TV application, everything just looks consistent across board because they are following a design system. Remember that we spoke about all these elements all together. And I said that, the design system is the bigger umbrella, right? So you cannot edit. If you edit, you move things around. So you don't have that access, and we don't want that kind of edit. There's no one should request for permission to edit, right? So let's move forward. So the design system is the bigger umbrella, right? And you have your style guide, the components, the components library, and everything all together that will give you a design system. So, which also consists of, there's some things we're not talk about. Oh, we talk of design system itself. I don't want to go into it because that's the bigger topic and that's the convention for today. We talk about tokens, a lot of things, design tokens and all that. So, but then that's not a convention for today. And like I said, so we'll make it very simple. So we'll keep it at component level. I will keep it at style guide level. And for the course of today, I've been able to cover component, but we'll not be able to cover that part of component today. When I show you component variant and all that, instances, component variant instances. So, but for today, I want to show you some practical aspect of styles. I've explained the practical aspect of it, but the practical aspect of it is you can literally look at this thing and you can see a collection of styles. So there's a naming convention I'm using, right? I'm using naming convention here. And I would want us to, I'm not sure we can cover that today, but maybe I'll drop that in the link. Let's check material design. I'll drop that. I'll drop the link. So I'll drop the link in the comment section. So after the class, you can go to that, and then maybe the next class, I'll do a quick recap on that their design system. And then, and like I said, creating a style guide is not there. There's a rule. They set out rule you have to follow, but this can be subjective. Subjective in terms of in relation to the designer that created. So I have my own style. And I'm a designer, I have my own style, and this is what I use. And another designer might come up today and tell you this is his own style. That doesn't mean like my style is wrong. That doesn't mean like the style of the other designer is wrong. But there are standard rules, there are procedures, there are principles. So my style can be different from designer B style. My style can be different from Toby style. My style can be different from that dollar style. But we have to follow the same principle. There are principles we have to follow to create a design, a style guide. We have to make sure we follow the same principle. But I want to show you a style. So I will try to show you some other styles so that you can know that, okay, there are different ways you can come about creating a style guide. So let's move forward. Can I have a link to the Figma page? Someone should share with something, please. So look at this. This is remember that I said we have what's it called? We have color styles, we have typography style. So let's start with should we start with type or should we start with color? Okay, let's start with typography style. So for typography style, look at the Figma design here. Look at the Figma file. You can see this, right? You can see typography scale. You can see regular, medium. I have like 3 sections here, 3 compartments. Let me do something real quick. These things they are looking scattered. So I want to group them in a single thing. So I want to frame it. Now I'm going to do something here. I'll frame it and I would apply a fill of white, right? But then I don't like the way it's looking. So I want to use constraint to like give it space all around. But I don't like the way it's moving. Remember our constraint class, see the way it's moving. Some are just thin, some are moving, right? So what I'll do is I will click on all the elements inside of the white pane, which is the parent pane. I will give it a constraint of left top, right? So giving it a constraint of left top, and I'll move it here. So they are respecting that rule. They are sticking to the left. So that's why I can expand this one like this. And then I can expand it at the bottom, right? Can you see? Right. Okay. So if I try to move it at the top, you can see the way it's behaving. No, I don't want that. So what will I do? I'm already applying what I taught you guys in constraint. So what will I do again? I'll pick all the elements inside of the frame. I'll change the constraint to right top. So why? Once I change to right top, that means I can now move it at the left side. Can you see? And it's not going to be earlier again. But yes, I can't move it at the top yet because it will move to the top. So what will I do? I will pick all the elements inside of I'll pick all the child elements and I'll change the constraint to bottom. So I'll tell you to stick to the bottom. So telling to stick to the bottom means that I can now expand it at the top. And now, yeah, I like what I see. So what I've practically done is, I'm just applying constraint. And when I design too, I apply constraint every day when I design. When you have to do, it makes your work easy. So that's the essence of why you need to understand the topic constraint. So you see the way I just give it that space because I have the elements also on the page, then I frame it, I just But if you don't understand constraint, you just like, why can't you move this? Why is it behaving like this? Why is it acting like this? But if you understand constraint, you know why it's definitely acting like this, right? Can I see the grid? Blah 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 blah. Alawali, I can't see the grid on my end too. I have to look through the meeting video. It's found in Zoom in the meeting. Trying to understand what you guys are saying. Okay. All right, so let's move forward. So I have my style library. So this is my style library, right? Yes, I use the word style library, and that's intentional. So this is my style guide, right? So I have my styles, and then look at the typography style, for example. I have my typography style, and I have three sections. So I have three sections when I'm designing. Yeah, I'm following the principle here. The design principle I'm following. So what I'm following, the design principle I'm following is closely related to Google material design principle, right? So we'll talk about that in a different section. But let's move forward. So I have my regular style, I have my medium, I have my I have my bold. And note that depending on the typographic page the typeface you're using, for some typeface I have like bold, extra bold, blah blah. But then let's stick to just having regular medium. I'll explain further when we get to that level. Let's stick to just having regular medium and bold. Now look at this. So I'm using a naming convention of label, body, title, headline, and display. Now, all of these things you are seeing, there is a way they are applied. And when you see fine designs out there, you're like, oh, I love this design. Why? Because we are designed following principles. I mean, there's a reason why when you design a website and then you have your hero test, the hero primary test, very large, looking like about 46, which is display large. So when I'm designing that, the reason why I'll use display large here, because it is the hero test and is the dominant test of the hero section. So there's a reason why I will use label small at a particular point when I'm designing. So there's a reason why I will use title small or title large. I mean, there are applications of all these tests. So they're not just here to showcase. They're here because they have different meaning attached to it. And there are reasons why you use them, and there are points where you use them. So when we check the material design guide, let's just do a quick tap. You will see that if I show you styles, you see, let's go to show you styles, show you typography. You will see that they are applying them. So this applying them, just read through this place. Go to this website, read through applying them, see the rules and how you apply them, right? Then the one we cover today now is we cover all these the fonts and I spoke about tokens, but that's not correction today. So that is scaling. So the scaling is this scaling here is what I'm literally showing you, the type scale. So you can see display, you can see headline, you can see title, you can see body, or you can see label, right? So that's the type scale. So look at this one here. Let me close this. So you see label, body, title, headline, and display. Basically what we have here, label, body, title, headline, and display, right? So you can see you have label large, label medium, label small. You have body large, body medium, body small. You have title large, blah, 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 headline, display. So check, read through here, read through the documentation and see how you have to apply it. But I will try to explain some things on how you need to apply these things. So you can see this literally what a type scale means, like a type scale. It is scaling up from the lowest type scale, which is the body small, whatever it is, label small, down to display large. Now look at what I have here. So this is the type, the text here, the type, the font here is Aonic. I wish I'm using a common one. Let me change it. So people will know how this font. Let me change it to a quick. Oh, there's no time, please. So let's move forward. So let's look at it like this. So you can see I'm using Ionic here, and then it has this is regular type font. This is the medium, and this is the bold. The context means that all this one you're seeing here, that's the regular. We have label, display, headline. These are all the regular types, right? This is for the medium. So for display large, this is the medium. For what's it called? I mean, what you're practically seeing is the medium. Let me click into it. Can you see? I need to change this. Oh, I didn't work on this before this section. So give me, let me change this to, all this will not take our time. So let me change this to medium. What is what I need to change from? The variant I have does not even have a medium. It has lights. Okay. I hope this will not confuse you guys. So, okay. So just take this as medium. So what we do is, let's use this font, this particular font here. It has light, regular, medium, right? So let's take this as the regular, as the light version, right? Then let's take the medium as the regular version, right? I hope this is not, don't get confused, right? Don't get confused, please. Then let's take the third one as the bold. I hope you guys are not confused. Don't get confused. Do you understand what I just said? So this is Ionic fonts. Ionic has three versions there. The one I have here has, it has light, regular, and medium. So let's take this as regular. Let's take this as medium. And let's take this as bold. So let's move very fast. Let me just put typography style so you see the context of. So read more on that on application of this type scale on that website. And also when we start designing, I will show you how to apply, right? But for now, let me just show you how to save styles, right? Let me show you how to save this style. So if I'm saving this now, what do I do? So I have all of these already, right? I've defined it. Take, for example, I want to use DM sans. So take your DM sans. So I can literally just take my DM sans, define, okay, set out all of this. So you can see the name. My style is I put the name of the font, I put the font size, and then the one you're seeing here, the next one here is the line height. So 10/14. The 14 is the line height, while the last number here is the letter spacing. Now look at it. Ionic font size of 10. Look at it here. It's 10, right? The line height is 14. Look at it here. It's 14. Letter spacing is 0.1. Look at it here. I'm defining this like this based on a principle. So read that principle on the website. And then look at the next one. It's 12, right? 12, 16, 16. So 0.25 letter spacing. All right. Then 14 for body. And then we have line height of 20. Now let me tell you something about line height. Let me teach you something about line height. See, typography itself is I don't want to deviate from the topic of this conversation, and so that we can also finish up on time. Typography is a topic that we should treat as a whole on its own. So you understand a lot of things about typography. But I'm not going to go in depth into that today, but for the sake of time, let me just move forward and just show us how to create styles for the sake of this topic, this section. So I'll look at this first one here. You can see I have label small, label large, body, title, headline, display large. So I'll pick the first one. This is what I don't want. Somebody's clicking on, don't click. I don't want to see this red line. So don't click on anything. Don't click on anything. Can you remove your cursor? Who is that? Who's clicking on? Somebody's clicking on this. So don't click on it. I don't want to see that red line. The name of the website, Andola, is Material Design website. Material Design. I dropped the link already. Let me share that again. Who is clicking, please? Can you click out? Okay, all right, let's move forward. So for this one now, if I click on the small one, so I'm basically just going to click on this one that says label small. So I want to name this. I want to create a style for this. And remember, the reason I'm creating a style because I want to review it, right? So I want to create a style for this label small. So what will I do? I will come here, look at my Figma here. I will come here and I can see the fonts here. I can make sure all of this is correct, aligned with the way we define it here. The font size is 10, highlight is 14, letter space is 0.1, right? Positive, you can have a negative letter spacing, right? Let me give it a negative, -4. Can you see? Can you see the way it's not readable at all? Let me give it 0. I hope you guys understand. Like I said, typography with different correlation on its own. You guys need to understand everything that is going on here. But that's not a correction for today. Let me change it back to 0.1. So if I want to save this style, if I click on the text, see the menu icon here, apply styles. I'll click this. I have some styles saved here already on this file, but I'm not using these. I want to create my own style. So I have material design styles here. So I'll click on the plus. If I click on the plus, what's the next thing I'm going to do? I'm going to name the styles. So I'm going to name it as what? I will name it, let's say, typography. Let me do something. Okay, typography. I'll name it typography. Remember, label. Typography, label, small. I will explain, don't worry. Typography, label small. And I will also name it regular. So, note, I'm naming it typography, label small. Why am I naming typography label? Now, note that label has two versions. It has label small and label large, right? So the slash is like, look at it like you're creating a folder. Like, when you open a folder for typography, you not slash it, slash label. You open a child folder under typography, which is label, right? So now, if I enter the folder for label, I will now have two other folders, which is label small and label large. Let's visualize it. So we have typography. Let me use Sans here. Let me use Sans 100. Let me use bold. So we have typography. So we have typography, we have label, we have label small, and we have regular. Now visualize this. So label, then let's create this like this. Let's use this like this. We have regular, we have medium, and we have bold, right? So we have regular, medium, bold. So we have label small. We have two versions of label. We have label small and label large, right? So let me do this. Label large, and then I'll just duplicate this one like this. I'll put it here. Look at it like a tree, right? So this is the parents. I also use the child and parents relationship. So this is the parent of all of them. This parent gave birth to this child, label, right? This child, I need an arrow. Let's make it capacity of 100. So these parents gave birth to this child, right? this label, which is now a parent, now give birth to two child, right? And what are the child? The child is label large and label small. So label large now label large gave birth to three child. I think this will simplify it for us. Yes, I like the idea of this. So we have label large, and label small. So look at it like this. Now use the concept of a parent and child relationship. Are you guys following? So I'm not mistaken. The uniquely is a Google material design for yes. Assuming you want to design for different color, yes. One can use same style for them. One have to use Apple or design. Yes, I understand your question. You wrote what the last line you wrote, I don't understand. But you can replace it, I'll check back later. Now look at this. Now I have so you use the concept of a parent and child relationship. I want to believe that everyone understands that concept. Now you have typography, and then under typography you have a label. And under label, typography give birth to label, and label give birth to label small, label large, right? Now label small give birth to regular, medium, and bold. Label large give birth to regular, medium, and bold. I hope that is clear. If you visualize it like this, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to use this style to give it a naming convention, and that's the way I will name it as a style. Now look at what I'm going to do now. Now you see typography, label small, label large. Now we can have another context too. Let me take another scenario, because not at some point along the tree, so people do not have this one now is like, for those that you buy it, you know that when you give it, when you give it to a twin, you have a Taiwo and a Kendi, right? So label has Taiwo and Kendi, like label small, label large. So people do not actually have twins at this point, right? I'll show you some people that don't have twins. It's not every time you give birth to child, right? Even as human beings, maybe every time. But sometimes that you give birth to like three child at home, yes, or four, but at that time you give it to just one. Yeah, and that principle also apply here too. So look at it like this, and then let's go back to our style guide. So look at label. Label has label large and label small, but look at body. Body does not have something like that, right? Body does not have body large, body small in our own definition here. You might go to material design and see body small, body large. Don't get confused. That's a complex design system. So maybe, you just want to make things very simple. And not every time, you don't use everything, but you just have to have like a structure in place. Doesn't mean like, because we define everything like this, there are applications. There are when you use headline, there's a place where you use title large, there's a place where you use title small. And sometimes you don't end up using everything actually. So if I do body small, body light, body this, body that, you might not use everything. But what I've created here is simple thing that you can use for any kind of project. So let's go back. Body does not have body does not have a baby. Oh, sorry, for those that are not Yoruba. Body does not give body is not giving birth to twin here, right? Body is just giving birth to one child component, which is regular small, regular, medium, and bold. And this is what I mean. Let me visualize it. So we have the label large. So let's change this to body. Typography, body. There's nothing like label large. So we only have typography, body, and then we now have this three child here. So these are the points where body will give birth to three child at the same time. Regular, medium, and bold. Can you see? Can you see? I hope this is clear. Just to be sure that I'm carrying you guys along. Okay, all right, so let's proceed. So we have regular, medium, and bold for body. But can you see the difference now? Now, label has label small, label large. That's why it has regular, medium, bold, like this, right? But body just has body, it doesn't have body large, body small. That's why you have regular, medium, and bold. So this is the parent, this is a child. And these three are child to this parent, which is the body. Is that clear? So this is the parent, this is a child. A child, which is now a parent, give birth to label small, label large. Label small, give birth to regular, medium, and bold. Now, note something. Remember I said a style is a reference, right? The fact that this one is labeled small and is the same name, regular, medium, does not mean that they are same thing. They are different entities. This is what I mean. Imagine a parent that give birth to a twin, Taiwo and Kendi. Yes, the name it's just naming convention. It is just a naming convention. They name it Taiwo and Kendi. I am Emmanuel. I'm a parent. I gave birth to a twin. I named it Taiwo and Kendi. Now, and then there's Toby. Toby is also a parent. Toby is a father. Toby gave birth to a twin. Toby also names it Taiwo and Kendi. Does not mean like Toby's Taiwo and my Taiwo are the same thing. They are two different entities. So it's the same context here. So label small is Emmanuel. Label large is Toby. So label small have regular, medium, and bold. Label large has regular, medium, and bold. But they are regular does not mean like they are same entity. They are different reference. They are different reference. So they are different child. All that is clear. All right. So let's move forward to the naming. We should be running out by now. So let's move forward to the naming. So let me just make sure we do something on style before we round up today. So I'll come back to this again. And now let me start my naming. I'll start it by saying I want to use naming convention, typography slash typography slash label small. Now I'm on label small, right? Then slash regular. Now, what have I done? It's like I've created that tree I just showed you guys. I've just put it in writing. Typography, which is like the greatest grandfather, down to regular. And the regular here, I'm referring to regular of this one because everything here in this section is regular, right? So I'll say this. I can give a description so that maybe if now Toby is working on this project together and Toby now see the description and say, oh, this is the way I want you to apply this. That anytime you want to use a small text, use this style. I will now create the style. I should have copied it. Now I will create the style. You can see it here. We can detach the style. We've created our style. So let me go to the next one. So what I do is most time I just copy it so that I can move faster. But note, see, it is case sensitive. So you have to be very, very, very careful. I just figured out we did a mistake. But let me go there. Let's go there. And I'll show you guys the mistake. Okay, let me do something. Let me continue. Then I'll show you guys the mistake and I will show you the kind of problem you can encounter if you face your such mistake. So I will name this one. The next one, I will name it, let's go to new style. Remember, the typography, I always start with the capital T. So note that typography. Though it doesn't mean like it can start here with a small t though, but I'm starting with the capital T here. So consistently, you have to keep starting with a capital T. If not, you mess things up. And I will show you why you mess things up. Now, typography. Now, the next one is label large, right? I will name it label slash label large slash, this is still regular, slash regular. So what I want to do is I'll copy everything here so that it makes it easy for me. I'll just begin copy and paste. So I will create a style. Now I've created another style. Now come here. Body. I'm on body now. If I get you say you're talking about country respect to the rest system and blah blah. Zero. If you don't use this format to save as style, will you affect? No, you can use different. You can use different. But like I said this part I'm telling you is very, very subjective. I mean, different styles. You can sound a designer that will save it in a different way, or you can even come up with your own rule. But I am telling you, this is my own rule. This is how I save my own styles, right? So let's go to the next one. We are on body, right? I'll be moving very fast now because I'm running up already. And I want you guys to just see something on. So I'm on body. I want to create a body. So I'll click plus. I want to create a new style. Then what I did is I pasted that last one so that, to avoid errors, So what do I need to do? I'm on body now. Check, I'm on body. So basically I just pasted. So that the things I will be changing will not be much. I'll just clean these down to label. So from here, I will now write body. Body, label does not have label large, label small. So basically, I'm not writing label large, label small. I'll just write regular, straight up, regular. So I'll copy this again. I'll create a style. I'll go to the next one. Let me come here. Create a new style. I'll click it, paste it. So for this one, I'm on title already. So typography, title. I'm sure if you follow me closely, you see the way I'm using a naming convention. I'm not cleaning typography because that is the parent. I'm following that tree structure I showed you. Title, then I will now have title small, slash, title small, slash regular. Let me copy this one. Yes, I can easily create the next one. I'll click on it first. Click on this menu icon here. Click on plus. This one is a library. You can save a library. We talk about library already. But click on plus, which is create styles. Then I'll paste it. But this one here, I'm on. So the only thing I'm changing here is just title large. Title large. Everything is correct. This title is title large and it's regular, right? I'll paste it. Headline. I would click on, I'll paste it. So what would I do? I'll change this one here to headline. I'll change this one. I'll change title to headline. I told you we did a mistake to the first one. I will show you, don't worry. Headline does not have small and large. It does not have twins at that point. So I'll clear this small. Then I have regular. Let me create. I don't want to copy this one. So the next one, this one has small and large display. So I'll just change this one to display. Oh, there's no message for me. Okay, let's continue. I'll click on display. Then I'll have display small. Display small. Display small, then regular. So let me copy this one. So to be able to create the next one. Display small. I hope I'm not making a mistake. And if you make a mistake, you see there that, oh, you made a mistake somewhere. So I will click on it, the test first. I will click on plus text. I'll paste this one here. So I can have this one as display large. Display large. Display large, regular. Yeah, that's what I need to do. So we created the first set. We are done for regular, right? So let's see. How can you see it? Don't click on anything. Just click outside of your, click anywhere on the canvas. So you can look at this place here. Can you guys see it? Typography, can you see? If I click on it, you see like a tree. Now, it's like just like you have your tree on the left side here. So you now have a tree here that says typography. We have typography, we have label. Let me close it up. Okay, so we have typography. Can you see now? So we created label. We started with label, right? Body, title, headline, and display. Let me go inside label. Inside label, I have label small, label large. Now, this is the mistake we made here. It's spelling mistake. So this one is not an obvious one because, it doesn't fall align. If it's an very obvious mistake, you will just say that the label small is not, you can't find it inside this folder. So like I told you, it's like you're creating a directory. It's like a folder. So the slash is, okay, create a folder, create a folder, create a folder. Let me correct it here. Label small. So we have label small. Another label small. What do we have? I have label. Let me open it up. I have label small. If I open label small, I have regular. Can you see that there's regular inside label small? I hope you guys are following. Now, if I open label large, I have regular inside of label large. It should make more sense to you now when we do for medium. Don't worry. Look at this. For body, I have regular inside of body. Look at it. Title. I have title large, right? Then I now have regular. So I can see properties of this text here. Ionic, light, 18, 24, line height, letter spacing, 0. I need to round up, 0.1. But before I round up, so let's quickly do this one. let's quickly do for medium, so it will make sense to you now. Let's do for medium. So if I click on this one now, I click on plus. Anybody has any question for me? No. If I click on plus, then I click on typography. Notes. I'm starting with typography, so I have to be consistent. Typography slash, I'm starting with label, right? Label slash labels more slash, now no more regular, but this time medium. So let me copy it, paste out. Let me go to the next one. If I click on it, I click on this one. So what I'm just changing is, I'm still on label, right? So what will I do? I'm still on label, right? So I don't change label. And I'm now on label large, not label small. So I'll just change this one to label large. Label large, then I have medium. I'll save it. The next one is body. So I click on this one, I click on plus, then I have typography, I have label, not label this time, I'm on body. So I click on body, I type in body, but body does not have label, body small and large, so I clean this one up. Then I have medium. So it's just typography, body, medium, right? So let me go to the next one. I hope it's clear and I'm not moving too fast. So typography, I'm on title now. So I'll clean label and put title. Then this will now be title small, right? Title small. And then, so let me copy this one. So I'll really create the next one. Title small, medium. So let's go to the next one. And then I will copy these. So this is just the title large. As simple as that. Title large, medium. It's still medium. Save it. We'll click on headline. So this one is headline, it's no more title. So I will clean this and change it to headline. Headline. Then I don't have headline small or headline big, so I'll clean this one. Remember, don't put double dash. If you put double dash, you are creating two. It's like you are creating. Okay, let me give you a context when it comes to a parent-child relationship. So you have a grandmother and then you have a child. Then now by creating two slash, that means you have a child, you don't have a mother, but you have a grandmother. So a child has a grandmother, then that doesn't have a parent. Does that make sense? A child have a parent, does not have a parent, but has a grandmother. So if you put two stars, that's the kind of error you make, or the kind of results you have. So it should be one error so that you can have a grandmother, a mother, and a child. So you have typography, headline, medium, and then you create. Then the next one, display small. So I will not change this one from title to display. Then I'll change this one to display small. Don't make mistakes in your naming. If not, you mess things up. Display small. Then I will come here and I will click on plus. I will just, this one will now be display large. Now let's see the result of what we created. Let me create this guy. So let's click outside. So let's click outside. Now see. Now look at it now. We have typography, right? This is everything. Remember, typography is the main container. Let's visualize it here. So basically that's what you're doing. This is typography here. So typography has, let me remove this one. So you can see typography has body, it has label, right? So what you're doing here, you're just creating branches of typography, branches, right? You're creating branches of it because typography is the greatest grandmother. You get that, right? So if I come here now, if I click outside, let's see. I have my typography, right? If I click here, I have my label. Now, know that label has large and small, right? So let's see if we name it very well. So if I click on label now, I can see label large and label small. Remember that we created regular medium, but we were not done for bold. Now, if you see, look at it. If you look at under me, label small, can you see regular medium? So now we created regular medium. So that means that when we create for bold, what does that imply? And we use same naming convention. So you now see three: regular, medium, and bold, right? So look at this one now. Label large. You can see it here. You can see regular, medium. Look at body. Let me close this one. If I open up for body, you can see I have regular, I have medium. You know we've not created for bold, so you can't see bold here. So we have regular, medium. So if I open for title first of all has title large, title small. So if I open for title large, I have regular, medium. So let's see for title small. I have medium. Where is regular for title small? That means we've done a mistake. That means we've done a mistake or we didn't save it. Probably we didn't save it. So these are the things I'm saying. I mean, when you're saving. So is that we didn't save it or I have probably done a mistake? Look at headline. Look at who is this guy here? So there's a mistake. There's a mistake in the naming convention. So we have headline. Headline should have regular and medium. But now I have headline. If I open headline, I'm seeing medium. Then I can see headline again. I can see regular. So there's a mistake in the naming convention. But no problem. Let me check what is here. So you can always structure things. This is regular. This is regular. Then the next one is what? This is light. Okay. You know, the fonts were reason. So what will I do? I've probably done mistake when I was naming for headline. So what will I do? I'll just move this guy here to this place. Can you see? So it's balanced now. Can you see what I just did? I just moved it from that folder to another, just like you're moving items from one folder to another folder. So now headline is okay, regular, medium. So let's check for display. Display has display large, display small. So for display large, we have regular, medium. Yes. For display small, we must have done a mistake somewhere because I can only see medium here, and I can't see regular, but I can see something different here. So what's the mistake we made here? This display small. There's a separate folder, there's a separate directory here. I'm sure this guy is supposed to be in this folder, but maybe our naming convention, we've done a mistake. That's why you can see something like this. I hope you guys are still following. Looking at it now, it's very looking overwhelming. Is there a way to handle it to avoid such things? I don't even understand again. Is it possible to treat the typography style that I topic for us? Okay. So if I run the style like this, is that to access when you want to use it? Yes, yes. So you know what we'll do? Like I said, I told you guys that it's a very technical section. It is very technical. And, you know, sometimes it requires that you follow along. If not, you'll miss it. But it's not at this point I should even be rushing. I need to be very, very slow and thinking. So there are options we still need to cover. Typography, if you look at this alone, there's typography, but if you understand the concept for typography, that will make it easy to understand color. And that will make it easy to understand grid, right? Or even shadow. But I think this is what we'll do. We'll take that for our next session. And that's the only thing we'll talk about. And yeah, so that you guys will not be lost and it will be clear and I'll carry everyone along. I think that's what we'll do, right? So that's what we'll do. But at this point, let me just round up and let me just close on a note. So if you look at it now, I was trying to explain here that, you know, for the case of those that understand, currently understand what we're doing. So there's a mistake. It's like creating a folder. There's a mistake in the naming convention. That's why this one is here, right? So I'll just move this one. I'll move it. Let me see if I can move it. I can move it to a, so this is like a different directory, typography. Typography. Let me see if I can figure out where the mistake is coming from. Title. This title. There's a title. This is title. Title large. Okay, now not to waste time. Let's just delete this to start. So what is missing is our display. Our display small regular is missing. Display small regular. This guy is missing. So what you need to do, just rename it and save it, right? So then once you rename it and save it, you can have it here. But in context, what if you do not pick anything in this section, even if you're lost or something, I want you to pick something. I want to pick the fact that it's going through a tree hierarchy. And if you look at this, use this to understand this. So understand this tree. So I will first of all in the next class, give you various, give you the maybe I'll do that before we come into the section. So we'll just be looking at it and I'll be explaining. So I'll give you the diagram. So once you have the diagram in your head, picture this, put this diagram in your head. Once you have this diagram in your head, then I will explain more on the naming convention. Once I explain more on the naming convention, then that will make all sense to you. And then once you see the end result, it will make all sense. So we need more time to explain this section. So for the sake of clarity, I think we'll just end it on this note. And, so that when we pick up again, everybody will be carried along and nobody will be lost. And I hope this has really been an interesting session and you've been able to learn a lot. So, like I said, you are getting to the very intersection. But yes, going forward, I'll try as much as possible to see that, everybody is carried along. And that is the goal. There's no learning if people are not carried along. And just to make sure that we're all carried along, I'll make sure that I take things bit by bit. And then, like I said, this section requires technicality. So this is just the style guide. This is not to scare you. This is where I need hands-on experience. I mean, you need to practicalize things. So this is beyond the Google Meet we see. So apart from this class, you might do me a favor too. I mean, on your own, check around for videos, maybe YouTube videos, something that talks about styles. Try to learn something. Then when I come to class, I would explain more on it so that when I explain more on style guide, it will all make sense to you. Because, when you get to components and creating variants and all that, yeah, it might be a bit overwhelming at first, but trust me, it's simple. And I will tell you for a fact that it's simple. All you just need to do is just follow along. So we'll just stop on this note and we'll pick up on the next class. So I want to believe that there are still takeaways from this class. And, the concept of design system is getting clear to us. And like I said, in a quick recap, design system is a general umbrella. So aside the general umbrella that we have as design system, we have small components. Small components, bringing it down to style guide, bringing it out to components. And then bringing down to further small components, we have atom, molecules, organism, templates, and pages. And also under style guide, we have color styles, we have typography style. The one we're talking about is just one component of style guide. Now imagine, we still have a long way to go. We have typography style, we have color styles, and you need to understand all these concepts. So just like I said, no pressure. We'll take it bit by bit and we'll slow down a bit, right? So I will take those 2 questions, then we end it on this note. Toby, go ahead, please. Toby, go ahead. Hello, Toby, you can speak, please. Let me hear you. Okay, Samson, go ahead.
All right, thank you very much for the insight. I just want to be clear as per the typography. Now, is it that because while you were explaining, I said something like AEOK or something? Is that a name of a font that we are trying to formulate?
Exactly.
The steps,
exactly.
like fine. We are trying to do a model whereby anytime we start designing, it's already there for us to just go along with.
Yes, Toby. That's the name of the font. So okay. The name of the font is Ionic. So just with context, if I'm using DM Sans, so, I also put DM Sans in that caption. Yes, so you see DM Sans.
Okay, so if for instance I have my own fonts that's probably like I like to play along with, I can also modulate it like this too.
Exactly. And like I said, I mean, that is my own style. you're going to see different styles. I mean, a designer can come tomorrow,
Oh,
another designer can come tomorrow and tell you that, oh, this is your own style. So, but then there are principles that we follow, right? So the major thing is, are we following that principle?
oh,
Doesn't mean the fact that you're coming up, with time you come up, you can come up with your own style. And but then you need to understand it at first. You need to understand the principle. You follow the rule first. So with time, you not say that when you understand it fully, you not define that, oh, this is the, you might look at my own naming convention today and then, learn with that. But when you understand it fully and decide that, okay, this is the way you want to name it. Take, for example, let me give you a scenario. When I started naming it style, I started with typography. You might want to name your own and start with test / get. So whatever naming convention works for you and whatever one, which one. But the most important thing is make sure you understand it first.
okay. Thank you very much. I think it's a bit clearer for me now because
All
while
right.
you were going, I was just going up and down my head, but now I think I get the picture of it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, Toby. All right. Samson, thank you. Toby, go ahead, please. Okay. Edward, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Ye-
This style guide we use, is it for desktop and mobile or just desktop? And is it
Okay.
in PX or the style is in the font is it in PX or PT?
Okay. So, first of all, uh, when you create a style guide, you basically just creating a style that you can use across board, which means that, like I said, if you check the material style guide, you will see applying, navigate around, you see applying, and you see how you can apply it. So, you would now define how you want to apply it across maybe your web or whatever. So, depending on what you're doing, so, that's just like a small thing for us to work with. Like you can say display small, display large. If you're designing for web, you might need a font about 64. I'm not sure. Are we covering up to 64, even 80? So as the case might be, but then that's when you now scale up. So you can scale up as much as you want. You can scale up, you can keep scaling up to bigger font sizes. So then you now define how you want to use it. Like, okay, this one label is for it's for maybe a particular section or some type of text on my mobile app. And when you're designing web, Damilola, your mic is on. So when you're designing web, then you now decide, okay, for web, I'm using display, I'm using headline, I'm using title large. But generally, this is just you designing your type scale. And then your second question again, I'm trying to remember what's the last thing you asked? Uh,
I asked if it's in PX or PT.
yeah, this is in PX. So in Figma, you work with PX when it comes to typography. So let me click. Am I still sharing my screen? Okay. Let me click. Let me click this now. Look at this. Look at the uh what's it called? Okay, although they're not writing PS on the phone, but in Figma generally, you work with PS for typography. But look at this section where you have the font size is in PS. So when it comes to development, there are differences we work with. You can work with RAM, percentage, and all of that. But this one is in PX. But the line heights can be in percentage, and also the letter space can be in percentage. So, but for the type size itself is in PX. Any other question? Or we'll close it off. Okay, Victor, let's take the last question and then we'll round it off. It's already
Yeah,
10:30.
yeah, good evening, sir. Thank you for the
Yeah, good
class.
evening. Bye.
So I want to ask the reason for using the stroke for entering the styles. Is it for creating directory or for just like structuring the directory? I don't know if you get my question.
Yeah, I do. I do. So you mean the slash, the what's it called? The stroke, right? So that's just now to show the directory path. So let me see. Okay, I don't want to use a context in development, but if there's anybody here that is a developer that is also trying to learn design, you understand what I'm saying very well. But so in context, it's like you're creating a path. So when you put that stroke, right? you created another part, an inner part. That's you want to create a child. So immediately you put a stroke, that means you are creating a new child. So if I put another stroke, I'm going into a new child. So which means that if you look at this one here, so if I put typography and I put slash, that means I've created a body, which is a child. So after body, if I put another slash, that means I'm creating regular. If I put another slash, that means I want to create another part, a directory part. So it's you creating all those a child directory parts. That's why you can see, look at it, it's like a tree. Body, under body, you have regular, medium. So under body, you have regular, medium, and here you are seeing regular, medium together because look at it here. Under body, that's when you now create a slash. The slash is the parent. The parent is the body that has 3 children, regular, medium, and bold. So you only see all the children inside the directory part, which is regular. We didn't create for both. So that's why you're seeing regular, medium. We've not given that to both. So we have regular and medium. So that's it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I will not take any other further questions, and then let's close it up. Time is gone already. Let's close it here. And then like I said, I want to believe that there are still a lot of things. I know the typography thing can be a bit overwhelming. I mean the style guide thing. So for that class, I'll make it very simple and I'll see how well I can. I'll explain it in a very simple way that everybody's going to understand it. So, but then out of that, I'm sure there are other takeaways from this class. So I'll close it up on this page. Over to you, Victoria.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you so much for the class. It was insightful and really enlightening. And I'm sure we must have learned one or two from this class. So, guys, this will be more for this night. Please do have a great night rest, everyone. Bye for now.